Mwebaza High School Waka. This is our paper, Mitego Examination Board Senior 1. This is our paper. So please, I want to give you solutions. I'm doing this for those who do not have question papers. You can copy these questions and write them. So in case you feel like I'm moving so fast, you can pause, tap on the screen there. It will give you option of pausing. You pause and write the question in case you don't have a question paper. Thank you so much. In case you don't have a question paper, I'm also trying to move slowly, but in case you don't have a question paper, you can copy those questions. So that was our number 1. Then number 2 is this one here. That is number 2 right there. Number 2, you can copy the questions. You pause on the screen and write the questions. So I want to take this opportunity to tell those people who have not subscribed that please do everything but subscribe. Subscription is free of charge. Togenda kusasula yadde 10. Hey, I know people are worried. Hey, bagenda no. You are not going to pay any single coin for subscribing. No. Just subscription ekuyamba nti when I upload any other video on the channel, you will be given notification and you'll be able to come and look at it. So lessons are going to be done here. Yes, lessons are going to be done here. This is just a sample to see whether guys you people can manage the system. Yes, so otherwise we are now digitalizing things. Yes, we are digitalizing things. So you don't necessarily need to waste the whole of the holiday eating katogo. Those are the questions. You just look at them, pause if you want, then write those questions. Otherwise, I'm doing this for only those guys who don't have the question paper. That is number 6 for you. Number 6 is there. You can see our diagram is there. Explain your observations from above. 2020-21 in Namamve industrial area, people often experience global warming. Some scientists believe that it's due to greenhouse effect. As a physics student, briefly explain how greenhouse effect leads to global warming. Yes. So those are the things we have to do. So this is just a sample I want to test. And then lastly, this is number what? Then lastly, we are having a scenario. So in a remote village where medical facilities are distant, a child falls sick and is rushed to the nearby facility for medical attention. Unfortunately, the only thermometer available is worn out in that the scale readings are no longer visible, and the thermometer appears unmarked to the medical assistant who attempts to measure the temperature. Then that is the support material. As a physics learner, describe the steps you can undertake in order to make the unmarked thermometer suitable for measuring or monitoring the child's temperature. Okay, thank you. I'm still warning those guys who have not subscribed that please subscribe for you to be able to see my other videos which I'm going to upload. sooka otappinge epeesa eririko subscription either liri mu blue or red, tappingeko or subscribing. Then after subscribing, I think I'm going to even upload a video showing you how you can subscribe on this channel. Otherwise bo subscribing bakuletera videos zaffe ziri zonna endala such that you can follow. Thank you. Hello students, senior one was Mwebaza High School, and these are the solutions of our previous paper, Physics Senior 1 Mitego Examination Board. So part A, number 1 part A of the paper, you can read on the screen. You can read the question on the screen, and the responses were student A's apparatus is easy to read and use because it gives direct values and there is no need of calculating the desired temperature. So if anyone used the student A's apparatus, there was no need of him or her to calculate the value because the values were readily seen from the instrument. Yet for student B's apparatus, the value of the temperature was not exact, so it needed someone to have calculated the value. So that was the response. Now if you switch and go to part B, just like you can read there on the screen from the question paper, the responses were supposed to be they asked for how this student could use the uncalibrated thermometer to measure the temperature. So this student was supposed to state as follows. So we say, to measure the unknown temperature of an uncalibrated thermometer, you need to first determine the lower and upper fixed points. Then after, you need to know the length y of the mercury thread between the lower fixed point and the upper fixed point is also measured and noted. And the length x of mercury thread above the lower fixed point to the unknown temperature, the one we want to measure, let us call it theta, is also measured and noted. The unknown temperature theta in degrees Celsius is then given by theta equals to x over y times 100, or else if that one disturbs you, we are having an alternative explanation. If we let L naught to be the length of mercury thread at ice point, or let us call it the lower fixed point, L100 is the length of the mercury thread at steam point, let us call it the upper fixed point, and L theta is the length of mercury thread at unknown temperature, let us call it theta. Then unknown temperature theta in degrees Celsius is given by also theta equals to L theta minus L naught over L100 minus L naught times 100 degrees Celsius. That was the desired response if you were to respond to part B of number 1 of our paper. Then when we if we go and look at part B, these guys wanted you to draw molecules of a liquid. This is the representation of molecules of a liquid. The molecules are drawn but with a space, though this space is not much, so you don't put there a lot of space in the separation of the of the molecules. Now this was the required response for that very number. So if we go to part B of number 2, they are saying explain in terms of the particles why gases are easy to compress. Now this was the desired response. Since gases, we can see here, since gases have weak intermolecular forces and they are spaced far from each other, it is very easy to compress them. So the gas molecules are far from each other and they have less intermolecular forces, so it is very easy to compress this um this substance, or in case it is a gas, it is very easy to compress it because of such reasons. Part D of the paper, we want to see how the motion of the ball bearing similar to the motion of the gassy particles, and we are saying that the motion of ball bearing is similar to that of the gas particles because both move in a random motion known as Brownian what? Brownian motion. As the particles increase to move in the random what? Motion, it is the same way the ball bearings are moving when you look at that diagram. So it moves exactly like as if those are gassy particles. Number 3 of our paper required us to match. Then before matching, you could have first calculated, just like you see down there. For car A here, for car A, we found the resultant to be 0. So it means that this car was stationary, wasn't moving. For that, for car B, we found that the resultant was 300 newtons, which means that this car could move forwards. Then for car C, we found that the resultant was negative 300, which implies that this car was retarding, or it was decelerating, or it was slowing down. Now you could match those cars just like you are seeing there after your calculations. We had jumped number 2, part E, sorry, but we wanted to know what happens to the gas molecules in case you increase the temperature. When you attempt to increase the temperature, this will result into an increase in the kinetic energy of the gas particles, hence move fast in a random what? Motion. So the moment you increase the temperature of the gas, you are going to increase also the kinetic energy of these molecules, and they will begin to move faster. Part B of number 3, part B, Roman 1, you needed to just have the total resultant force of the, you need to have the resultant force of the of the lady and the boy. So you needed to just add the forces and come up with the resultant force. And for Roman 2, that was the resultant force which was calculated. Now for the proceeding calculations, we were given the distance, we know the resultant force, and from the given formula, work done equals to force times the distance, which equals to 50 times what? Times 80, which is equivalent to 400 joules. Work done is measured in joules, not in newtons, just like most of you were writing. If we go to number 4, part A, that was the turning effect of the force. Then if you go to part B, Roman 1, balanced forces, those are two or more forces acting on a body whose resultant force is 0. We gave examples there. If you are having 200 newtons acting in the opposite direction to another 200 newtons acting in the other direction, if you get the resultant force will be 0, implying that the resultant force is 0. Now the forces are balanced, all those are equal forces acting on the body. Part B of the same number, we are looking at the applications of turning effect of forces. They are used while driving vehicles and motorcycles. Forces facilitate signal transmission through fiber optical cable. So they are used in a number. They are in a number of applications. They are used in pulleys, levers, what. So just like you can see there, they are used in a number of applications. Part B of number 5, you were asked to show that light travels in a straight line. So this is the setup. We needed to have source of light, then the cardboards, 3 cardboards, A, B, and C, and the observer at E. Then we had to arrange the three cardboards in a straight a straight line, so that these holes are in a straight line. To make sure that they are in a straight line, you get a string, you pass through all the holes, and you verify. Then after, you make the observer at E to look through the holes, and this person will be able to see the source of light. Then after this, press one of the cardboards and tell the observer at E to observe the light again. This person won't be able to observe the light, which shows that light travels in a straight line, just like you are seeing there. So you can look through the notes and reflect on what you need. Okay, from there we went to number 6. Then you were told to give the observation. The observation was the surface are going to absorb heat, and the drawing pin on the black surface will fall fast. Then on the next question, you were asked to explain the observation. So we say, because dull and black surfaces absorb most of the heat energy falling on them and reflect very small, so the wax at the black surface will melt easily, and so the pin at the black surface will fall before the one on the shiny silvered surface, which reflects most of the heat falling on them, falls out together. So this one on the dull surface will fall first before the other one falls. That was the expected response of the explanation of what happened. We are explaining greenhouse effect, how it causes global warming, and we are saying that when the infrared rays from the sun reach the earth, they are absorbed by plants and other contents on the earth, and the land warms up. The warmed up land then radiates long wave long wavelength infrared rays, which are absorbed by carbon dioxide and other gases in the atmosphere, and some of the energy is gained is again radiated back to the earth, and the process is repeated, which leads to the which leads to warming up of the earth, the one we call global warming. So now this is the process. During the day, the sun radiates heat, which is involving infrared rays, and of course these infrared rays, that energy is going to be absorbed by the trees and all the plants, contents of the earth. So the earth is going to warm up. Then this earth will radiate heat after. Will radiate these these radiations back to the atmosphere. But the other time were short wavelength, but now long wavelength. Then the process continues until we are having global warming. Then we want to know how greenhouse effects helps our plants, and the first one is temperature regulation. Yes, greenhouse effect. The greenhouse helps plants when it comes to temperature regulation, maintains optimal temperature for growth and blooming, increases carbon dioxide for photosynthesis, promoting healthy growth for the plants, protection from extreme weather. Yes, protection from extreme weather, provides shelter from harsh winds, frost, and excessive sunlight. That those are the advantages of greenhouse effect. Also, these other points are also added. Those other points are also added. Extended growth season. So even if the season is not for flowers, you can again do what you want because you are having a shelter for your plants. Increased humidity, okay, is also a point. So number 7, part A, you were told to help this person determine whether it's going to buy pure gold or not. So if to test the purity of something, you need to first know the density of that very substance. Then you go to that very thing you want to buy. Let me say, particularly that guy found a stone. So he or she determines the mass of the stone using maybe a spring balance. Then determines the volume of the stone using maybe displacement method. Then finds density of that stone from density equals to mass over volume. Then finally, if the density of the stone is not that, then it's not pure gold. So you need to be knowing the density of that substance first. Part C. Part C was block C, the one which weighed the least, and the part D, relative density, is the ratio of density of a substance to density of pure water. Therefore, relative density equals to density of a substance over density of water. Then why it does not have SI units? Because relative density has no units, because it's a ratio of similar quantities. Remember, we are having density of substance over density of water. Density of a substance is having kilograms per meter cubed, and density of water is having kilograms per meter cubed. So they cancel out and you end up with no units. Then lastly, number 8, they are asking how we can read the temperature from an uncalibrated thermometer. But I remember explaining this when we were starting. I remember explaining that. So you just need to write that response because I have already explained it on some part. I don't remember exactly was if it was the number 6 or something, but I remember explaining it. So please just do the needful, write solutions, and you end there. Thank you so much. I hope to find you with these solutions, then I explain further. For starters, the production is not good, I can see, but we are going to improve